He literally, this is what I'm talking about, he literally goes on the street, goes to some random Asian guy and says to him, "Do I look like Jimin?" You read the title, you already know who it is. I don't think I need to introduce this person because I think everyone who has ever, listened to K-pop knows who he is. I recently watched his new music video and the BARCROFT documentary, his new one. I've got some stuff to say, but before I get into everything, I just want to say, just don't send hate to anyone that's involved in this video, including Oli London. I just see it as what's the point? Actually, I found out he follows me on Instagram. But I think after this video, he won't be. The first documentary, I thought, okay, wow. Yeah, I agreed with the initial reaction of basically everyone. When I see people transform or try and transform themselves into celebrities, for me, I find it a bit odd, but I mean, I think that it's your body. You can do what you want, have as much surgery as you want, as long as it's not dangerous, basically. I think it's completely fine. But at the same time, I agreed with everyone in the fact that you could clearly see the fetishization of Eastern Asians, or more precise, Korean people. Also thought in my head that this is no different the people who transform themselves into celebrities. Like that guy that got surgery to look like Kim Kardashian. Alright, like we've seen it all. I mean, it's not new for someone who gets plastic surgery to look like their idol. But the whole playing field changes when you try to transform yourself into another race. There's a lot to say. You can't change your race and you can't change your ethnicity. He was mentioning that he lived in Korea for a bit, and I think, great, that's cool. But experiencing a culture for a couple of weeks or even a couple of years is not the same as growing up in that culture, other people around you also participating and have been raised in that culture. After that video, I just thought, alright, okay, it's been taken a bit too far. I think he just idolizes Jimin a lot. I don't like his thought process into trying to look like Jimin, but I mean, it's your life, sis. Live the do what you want. However, this all changed when I saw that he had a music career. I think anyone that wants to do something, expresses themselves, I'm like, great, go ahead, do it, try your best. Do music, but don't call yourself a K-pop idol.
Transform into a K-pop star.
And don't label your music as being K-pop. I'm sorry, it's not K-pop. He constantly goes on about like, oh yeah, I just did my K-pop music video. I was like, doing a music video doesn't make it K-pop. Singing 4 lines of Korean, badly pronounced Korean at it, does not make it K-pop. Not saying that my pronunciation is great when I do my covers or anything. There's no way that could be a K-pop song. Because the rest of it is literally in English. The whole thing is in English, except for a couple of lines in Korean. Having Wanbyok as an alternative title for perfection doesn't make it a K-pop song either. He doesn't speak Korean, however, he is learning, and I'll give him that. Good on him for learning, trying to immerse himself in a culture, but he sees people who are Korean as like on top of a pedestal, and Koreans are this amazing, fascinating thing, which I mean, they're people. The culture is fascinating, music is great. He basically sees Korea as like K-pop land, and it's like, when weebs go to Japan and then they think it's gonna be all like anime and it isn't. Also, to call yourself a K-pop idol, hasn't gone through the training system, isn't signed to a company, I mean some artists aren't, hasn't gone on music shows, isn't on any charts in Korea from what I see, doesn't even sing in Korean. Okay, if someone is going to defend and be like,
well, it's hard to sing in another language you don't know.
Kind of, but not really. Once you get it down, it's fine. If it takes you a bit of extra work to sing a full song in Korean, do it. I sing covers in Korean and I can't speak any Korean at all. I mean, there's kind of no excuse there. I don't think he can call himself a K-pop idol. It's literally the same as like Twice as Fancy being put down as American country music. They use English words. Shouldn't that be like all American English pop? No, it's K-pop. Because the majority of the song is in Korean. It's made for a Korean audience, however, it has a lot of international fans, but still, it's made with the Korean audience in mind. To be honest, there's more English in a lot of K-pop songs than there is Korean in his songs. So that's why I don't understand how he can call himself a K-pop star. Now we're gonna get into his songs. The problem with his music video is it really shows how far he goes to really try and be a race that he is not and try and associate with a culture he doesn't have the largest understanding of. All people around him, except a couple of people, but all people around him, including all the dancers, are Eastern Asian descent. If you don't know what the problem with that is, I think you need to go to Specsavers, if I'm honest. It is quite offensive, to be honest. There are a lot of people who have respectfully integrated themselves into Korean society, can speak fluent Korean, respect the culture, understand their differences, and doesn't try to be another race. And they are people that live in Korea full-time, sometimes, some of them. Let's go on to his docu-series. But I just want to quickly mention something. The first one, if you think I'm nitpicking everything, well, I'm just going to be nitpicking here. He literally, this is what I'm talking about, he literally goes on the street, goes to some random Asian guy and says to him, "Do I look like Jimin?" He's trying to get validation from Asian people. You are white, and there is no problem with that. There's not a problem with being true to who you are. The BARCROFT documentary. He says, what I am doing is cultural appreciation and not cultural appropriation.
Cultural appreciation, not cultural appropriation.
I have to highly disagree with that. It's not cultural appropriation. I have to deal with that. Actually, might not be cultural appropriation, but like a race appropriation. Because he's pretending to be another race. I mean, what? It's literally just as bad as the girls, those white girls on Instagram who are pretending to be mixed race, pretending to be half black, half white, or pretending to be fully black. You have not lived, so do not try and take their race and claim it as yours. He also mentions that he knows he is Caucasian, and great, you know you're white. Just because you recognize you're white doesn't mean that you're not trying to appear yourself as being Asian, and you are not trying to look like a Korean person. If you identify with another culture more than your own, I mean, it happens, and I think it can happen, and I think you can feel more at home in that culture, but you can't deny where you came from, and you can't deny who you actually are. If he comes back by saying he does know actual Korean culture and not just K-pop, I mean, that's great. I think it's good that you do, and it's good that you're learning, and it's good that you know. But I have never once seen you mention it. Why should he mention it? Okay, maybe why? Where would you bring it up? I would expect that out of all the people that have called him out for this specific reason, that he would mention that he does understand Korean culture. He says Korean people are very nice to him, Korean people like him.
Korean people love me.
Still doesn't mean what you're doing is right. You know, it's like a white person saying a racial slur and then being like, oh, it doesn't matter, I have black friends. Then he goes in for a surgery consultation and he says he wants a cute K-pop nose.
So I want like a very cute K-pop nose.
You're not really helping your case here. A cute K-pop nose. What does that mean? What does that mean? Ah! He's definitely created this idea of Korean people through entertainment, which I find you normally see in someone like, you know, 13-year-olds, or even, to be honest, even people my age, where they don't understand things, but the fact that you're near 30...
That is not correct.
Jimin part now. Okay, I'm sorry. Give him faith. You sound like a Sasang fan.
Now that I'm back in Korea, I'm really trying to find Jimin. I'm going to all of his favourite hangouts, favourite places.
Going to all of his spots. Trying your hardest to bump into him. That's not a healthy thing to do. That's quite scary. That could be quite scary for him. That could be quite scary for anyone. I get it. You idolize him. You really want to meet him, but please do it in the right way. Please do it at fan meets, going to a concert and getting a VIP ticket. Do it the way that it's meant to be done, where it's in a controlled environment, where he can feel comfortable, where BTS can feel comfortable, instead of trying to basically ambush him at all of his hangouts and the places where he himself, I say comfortable a lot, but where he himself feels comfortable, where he won't be constantly bombarded with fans and stuff. I don't think you should go to every place and try and force yourself to meet him. Would I like to meet Park Bom? Yes. I would die to meet Park Bom. I wouldn't literally find everywhere she hangs out and try and bump into her. I would try and do it the right way. If you randomly bump into them on the street, maybe they might be uncomfortable in that area, and you have to respect that. You have to respect that they might be uncomfortable and they might not be open to taking pictures, or they might not be open to talking. They're having a bad day. I mean, let them be. Even if you idolize them a lot, I think you should give them their space. Let them have a day of rest. I think it's fine to do music. Please stop fetishizing Asians. I mean, it's not gonna happen, but you can ask, can't you? The people are saying like, oh, he looks like this, he looks like that. I think, what's the point? What's the point in even saying these things? I think if you have surgery and you like how it turned out, you love your new look, it's fine. If you really like it, it's fine. And I think people should just be a bit more respectful of that. And I mean, it's your money, you can do what you want with it. But those are just some of my criticisms. So anyway, thank you for watching my video. Sorry if I seemed heated. I wasn't heated, I was... I'm just always like this when I'm talking about situations like this, and I'm not trying to push it down a peg and make it less serious than it is, but this is just how I deal with these situations. Please subscribe, only if you'd like to. I mean, you live your life. Please click the notification bell as well, because YouTube literally doesn't give notifications to anything. But anyway, thanks for watching, and there we go, I'm done. Thank you. Goodbye. Bye bye.